Carbon is essential for life and plays a crucial role in our daily lives. With 6 electrons in total and 4 valence electrons in one atom, the element carbon is highly reactive and therefore is easy to make bonds with. Carbon atoms can be arranged in different ways. One is the straight chain, the branch chain, and the ring formation. At high temperatures and pressure, carbon atoms can form diamonds. Diamonds have a crystalline structure and have very strong bonds with 4 other carbon atoms. They are extremely hard and non-reactive with a melting point of over 3,500 degrees Celsius. An application are in drills and cutting tools. Graphite is another form of carbon. Carbon atoms in graphite are bonded tightly to 3 other carbon atoms. The bonds between the atoms are in flat layers and are very weak, therefore making it easy to slide past one another. This form of carbon is especially useful in reducing friction in tools or created to make a pencil. Fullerene structures were named after Buckminster Fuller, who designed dome-shaped buildings that resemble the structure of carbon atoms in a fullerene structure. It can be used to deliver medicine into cells. Carbon atoms are arranged in a hollow sphere in a fullerene structure. Nanotubes are carbon atoms that are arranged in the shape of a long, hollow cylinder. Nanotubes are tiny, light, strong, and flexible. They're excellent conductors of heat and electricity, therefore making it a good choice for electronic devices and cables. Hydrocarbons are the simplest organic compound. It only contains carbon and hydrogen, thus the name of hydrocarbons. They mix poorly with water and are very flammable. Carbon chains in hydrocarbons may be straight, branched, or ring-shaped. Each dash represents a bond. As you can see, every carbon atom forms 4 bonds and every hydrogen atoms form 1 bond. Saturated hydrocarbons are hydrocarbons with only single bonds. You can identify chain carbons by looking to see if the name ends with ANE. An example can be methane. Unsaturated hydrocarbons are just the opposite. They are hydrocarbons with double or triple bonds. Compared to saturated hydrocarbons, they have fewer hydrocarbons for each carbon atom. You can identify one by looking to see if the name ends in ENE or YNE. Polymers are very large molecules made up of a chain of many smaller molecules. They can be made by living things or made in factories. When they are made in factories, they are known as synthetic polymers. Examples are plastics, starch, and protein. Polymers can form when chemical bonds link to each other in a repeated pattern. In organic polymers, carbon, hydrogen, nitrogen, and oxygen atoms can combine to form polymers. Synthetic polymers are made up of coal and oil, both a product of carbon. Natural polymers have been around for a very long time. Examples can be cellulose, starch, silk, wool, and proteins. Every living organism is made up of polymers as they are essential to life. Synthetic polymers such as plastics, clothing, and carpets are man-made and start from coal or oil. There are various kinds of synthetic polymers because they can be flexible, hard, or lightweight. Chemical engineers can design these polymers to fit specific needs. Composites combine the best of 2 substances and create a new material with different properties. They are designed to imitate wood, as tree trunk is made of fibers and lignin, and take the best of the 2 and make a strong tree trunk. Many composites include 1 or more polymers. Carbohydrates are energy-rich organic compounds made up of carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. The simplest forms of carbohydrates are glucose and the white sugar that makes your dessert sweet. Glucose is known as blood sugar because the body circulates glucose to all of the body parts through blood. Complex carbohydrates are polymers made up of simple carbohydrates. Starch is one type of complex carbohydrate, and plants store energy in that form. The energy released by breaking down starch allows the body to carry out life functions. Cellulose, otherwise known as fiber, is another type of complex carbohydrate and are found in fruits and vegetables. The body cannot break down cellulose and use it as an energy source. Undigested fibers keep the digestive tract active and healthy. Proteins are very important. They are made up of amino acids. The body uses proteins from food to build and repair body parts and to regulate cell activities. Examples can be muscles, hair, skin, meats, eggs, and cheeses. Lipids are energy-rich compounds made up of carbon, oxygen, and hydrogen. They mix poorly with water and release twice as much energy in the body as does carbohydrates. Examples of lipids are fats, oils, and waxes. Fats are found in meat, butter, and cheese, while oils are found in corn, sunflower seeds, and olives. Another lipid is cholesterol, which is a waxy substance that is present in all animal cells. It helps to build cell structure and to form compounds that serve as chemical messengers. However, cholesterol is not a source of energy. Intake of cholesterol should be in moderation, since it can contribute to heart disease. Nucleic acids are the basic building blocks of life, consisting of carbon, oxygen, hydrogen, nitrogen, and phosphorus. DNA and RNA are two types of nucleic acids. DNA determines the difference among living things and is dependent on a related order in the RNA. RNA, on the other hand, is dependent on a sequence of amino acids and proteins. When living things reproduce, they pass on DNA and the information it carries to the next generation. Nanotechnology is the ability to understand and control very small matter. By small, we mean to the nanometers. Nanometers are a billionth of a meter, and even paper is 100,000 nanometers thick. Carbon plays a role in nanotechnology because carbon nanotubes have exceptional thermal conductivity, therefore making it useful for many applications. Various applications of nanotechnology are found in food packaging and for medical treatment. Nanotechnology in medicine is a real game changer. Scientists can use it to manipulate specific genes such as cancer cells. Carbon nanofibers help in the medical field since they are used for wound dressings, surgical items, implants, and the making of artificial organs and tissues. Carbon-based fuels such as fossil fuels are extremely harmful to the environment due to excessive burning of it. Carbon emissions from coal, oil, and natural gas can create global warming, a crisis which puts the environment off balance. Instead, a modern approach to clean energy solutions such as biofuels should be used in the future as they emit less carbon and can put the various environments back into its natural order and balance. The carbon cycle is a cycle where carbon is exchanged between organic and inorganic life forms. It can depict imbalances of carbon usage in an environment, and there are three different forms of carbon: atmospheric, which regards the carbon in the air; lithospheric, which is on the land; and oceanic, the carbon in the water. Carbon dioxide from the atmosphere is used up by plants along with sunlight for photosynthesis. Plants release oxygen, animals consume the plants, and the carbon is transferred from plants to animals. The carbon is then sent back to the atmosphere through respiration. When plants or animals die, their remains decay and decompose, and therefore carbon is transferred to the earth. They can become fossil fuels after they've been around for thousands of years. When one burns wood or fossil fuels, they release carbon back into the atmosphere in the form of carbon dioxide. When the surface water is cooler in an ocean or any big body of water, carbon is absorbed in it, while when the surface is warm, carbon is released into the atmosphere where plants will absorb it again and the cycle goes on.